and welcome to Bog Chats. This is a new show as part of the Business of Gaming Forum, as well as Comic Con Africa, to just give people an insight into more of the fun side of the gaming industry. We're going to mix in a few business questions, but we're also going to ask a few fun questions, and we're just testing a new format. Potentially in the future, we'll invite guests over and we'll play games with them. And yeah, we'll just work on making the concept cooler. So think of this as more like a one-on-one with Dr.SID from Nigeria. He's an amazing singer-songwriter as well as esports extraordinaire. He's got many different roles within esports now. League owner. He works with the the Nigerian Esports Federation. And yeah, he's just really big into gaming. So yeah, I don't know, Dr. Sid, if you'd like to say anything to your fans.
I'm just happy. I'm happy to be here. I'm happy to be here. I'm afraid. I'm scared because he says they're going to be nice, easy questions, but I don't trust Jordan. But let's see how it goes.
Don't worry, it's not business heavy. So let's start with the first question. And feel free to ask these questions back to me if you want.
Yeah, I'm
so yeah,
cool. Don't.
cool. So how old were you when you played your first game, and what was it?
Wow.
I know, right?
I must have been like 6 or 7,
Sure.
and it was the boxing game on Atari.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that one with the nose and it was the aerial view. Yeah, that was probably the first one. I don't remember how old I was, like 6 or 7. Yeah,
Yeah. Sure.
yeah, and that opened a whole kind of worms, and I fell down a rabbit hole when it comes to video games.
You're like, wow, this is so cool. I didn't know this was like possible. Like when I first saw Mario sitting there in my cousin's bedroom, I was like, wait, what?
What is that?
Yeah.
Yeah, this was before Mario though, way before Mario, and then it was next was probably Prince of Persia, the PC version, the original one.
Ooh. Ooh.
Yeah,
Okay. Nice. Yeah, I started with Need for Speed Porsche 2000 on PC. I'm a bit younger, yeah.
yeah.
So yeah, that game was revolutionary to me because it was the first time I actually saw a 3D racing game. Like I'd been playing on the Ataris, and
Oh yeah, I remember that.
it was a good game. It was a good game.
No, I totally enjoyed Need for Speed. Like Need for Speed was one of those ones where it was very addictive because you always wanted to win, and it was like kept
Def-
pushing.
Definitely. I was doing some research for an article about Xbox's 20-year anniversary last week. And yeah, man, like
Well, it
3D
has
game.
been 20.
EA was pretty much like the fundamental developer back then. If you had a
Yeah,
console and EA was like, sorry, we're not coming to Atari or we're not coming to Sega, then there goes your console company. And it's still one of the top companies today. I mean, Madden and FIFA.
yeah. Madden and FIFA they're killing it, and then I mean, but they've had some really terrible titles. Like what was the one that was supposed to look like Destiny? Started with an A. You see, that's how bad it is. I can't even remember the name. Then
It's all,
Titanfall was bad, but then Titanfall was also the precursor to Apex Legends. So
yeah.
I guess it worked out in the end because Apex is doing great as well.
Yeah, exactly. I think that's like the big thing in the gaming industry is always like learn from failed projects quickly.
Hmm.
Yeah, that's what Jeff Pobbs did. So like in his session at Bog, he mentioned how they built the systems for CS:GO. So they built a very like versatile system where they had a lot of control in the back end. So they invited a bunch of esports players who were playing the old version of CS, and they said, "Well, what do you think?" And some of the players were going, "Oh, it'd be great if you just change this. It'd be great if you just change that." Um, and then they went back into the office at like 4 p.m. and quickly made some changes. Took them 3 hours, and the very next day they had another version.
So they got gamers to play the CS:GO. See, that's the beauty of a virtual background. You can't see who just came in. It's like
Yeah.
a special ghost. Yeah,
So to provide some context, me and Sid were just busy playing around with the new virtual backgrounds on Zoom. Or I've got a virtual view.
yeah.
Yeah,
You got a virtual. You gotta act. You know what I'm saying? You gotta get that connection right there.
definitely.
That's what's most important. Because I'm sure the ladies right now are like, oh my god, I love his beard.
Where does he get it styled? Well, Zoom does it now. Cool. So yeah, you've been a singer and songwriter for some time now. Music's
Yeah.
been your life, but what made you transition from that career in music into gaming? I imagine they're very similar because they're both entertainment, but still very different.
Yeah, but for me, the most important thing is I think in life, whatever you do, you have to be passionate about it and you have to enjoy what you do. So, making music was something I was passionate about, and I was I had a career doing that, and then I've always been passionate about gaming. So the transition from okay, fine, we've done music. I mean, we still do music on the side once in a while, but then to be able to say, okay, I play video games. There's an ecosystem. There's a big world out there. There's a great business opportunity with gaming now. Um, with gaming now, I've now like transitioned, and it's like okay, this is something that I can enjoy doing at the same time. Uh, have a business. So it was a no-brainer for me. It's like I can retire playing Xbox or PlayStation.
That's awesome. I think that's how everybody wants to retire in our generation. That would
You see, look, I mean, it's like if you could go with a controller in your hand and a victory or a winner chicken dinner, and I was like, hey,
yeah.
it's the
I
best way to
actually
go.
I read a study last year about someone who was taking gaming consoles into old age homes to just see what the effect would be. And apparently, it actually reduced depression within elderly people because
Yeah, I mean,
it's someone to
there was
talk
a
to.
certain
It's a different
yeah, someone to talk
environment.
to. Even just the adrenaline, the excitement that comes with a competitive spirit, that will definitely take care of it. Like like me, it's hard for me to get depressed or lonely because when I get into those modes where it's like things and I just put on a title and take out your frustration on some bots.
So with that in mind, what's the what games are you playing recently?
So right now I'm still on Assassin's Creed Valhalla.
Okay,
Um, I'm still I'm doing Apex, Call of Duty, FIFA definitely. I literally just got into Rogue Company, so I'm trying that out.
okay.
I'm building a PC so that I can actually get into. I want to get into Valorant. I want to see what that's like.
Ooh,
Yeah, so I haven't really tried. I tried it once when it first came out, but my system was not. It was
not
just not up to
optimum.
spec. So I was like, no, 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 no. I'm not gonna ruin my experience with this game. So I was like, okay, I'll try Valorant when I build my new PC.
Okay, that's cool. That's cool. What build are you going with? Are you going with anything extreme?
I don't know if it's extreme, but I'm trying to get uh an i9
Ooh,
GeoFox 3080
yeah,
with an MSI Godlike motherboard.
that's
So yeah,
extreme. Yeah, that's extreme,
yeah,
extreme, extreme. Yo, that's gonna be
yeah,
awesome. Yeah.
yeah, yeah. It's fire.
Next time we'll do an interview over a game. That'll be cool.
Yeah, once the bill comes in, I'll let you know.
Awesome. Cool. So yeah, I've been playing a bit of Genshin Impact. Have you given it a look at
What
all?
is that?
It's this new like Japanese game, but it's done really well. It's done kind of like Zelda Breath of the Wild. So yeah, whenever
Is
you
that
unlock
PC?
it's it's actually cross-platform. So it's PC, Xbox, PlayStation, and mobile. And yeah, I've got the mobile version rendering at 4K with 144 hertz.
Wow,
Yeah,
that's dope.
yeah. But yeah,
Hmm.
there's some cool game boosters you can get on mobile that make them run really smooth. So yeah, cool.
You
You
got
have
Genshin Impact?
Yeah, you should definitely give it a try. It's like whenever you unlock a new character, the character kind of becomes part of the story when you're out questing. So it's not just like a skin that you're gonna walk around and, oh, I've
Yeah.
got this character
Oh,
now.
I get you. Yeah, I get you. I get you.
Yeah,
Makes sense.
that's excellent. Cool. So
Oh,
you
come on. These questions are easy. Like, hit me, bro. Talking about.
awesome. Cool. Yeah, you have thousands of fans for your music already. How has this benefited you in starting an esports company?
Yeah. I mean, for me, it's like Nigeria is like uncharted region, so it's helped obviously open a lot of people to the fact that there is a different side to gaming apart from leisure, being competitive and having a business. So um, a lot of my fans have definitely been like, oh, what's this? What's that? I mean, recently, because of my age bracket, most of my friends are like, "Oh, look, how do I invest in esports and get things going?" So the excitement about building the ecosystem is amazing, and most of my fans are like they're jumping in, they're coming into my streams, getting high numbers when I stream live, Twitch and YouTube. So that's been a like cheat mode of like getting an advantage and not having to really grind from the bottom up. But it's still being able to give them something that they find interesting. So that's always a challenge sometimes in gaming because if you're not a true gamer, it can get a bit. If you're not a true gamer, it can feel boring just watching someone run around and shoot people all day. But I think there's a great interest in the possibilities of gaming and esports in Nigeria, and I'm super excited to be one of the people to bring that to the country.
Definitely. I mean, it's got a huge population, so um,
Yeah.
definitely a place to grow gaming because everyone's right there. So yeah. So back to like the singing. Just a question that kind of dawned on me now is that what's that guy's name? Lil Nas X and Travis Scott both did in-game concerts last year, and I read an article about from one of the execs at Mojang talking about the Lil Nas X one in Roblox. Yeah, and he basically said that he's been going around the music industry, um, and there's a lot of synergy between obviously the audience types, being the younger demographics. Um, so he said he's actually having a lot of success finding musicians to have these in-game concerts. Would you ever be open to doing like an in-game concert?
Oh, definitely. I think it's such an amazing concept. I watched. I think the first one was with what's it called? Marshmallow. Marshmallow
Okay.
probably did the first one in Fortnite, and that was huge.
Yeah.
And then I saw the Diplo one, the Travis Scott. I didn't see the. I don't play Roblox, so I didn't see the Lil Nas X one. But I think music and gaming have always had a great synergy. I mean, music is a very important part of gaming, not just in game, but also if you're streaming or if you're playing, you need the right soundtrack to get you into the mood. So, so yeah, I would definitely be honored to do that. So if any games out there want to get Dr. SID to come up from Sri or pop something in a game, let me know.
That'd be awesome. Yeah, I'll put the word out there.
That please, please.
Cool. Um, so yeah, your team at Citizens Gaming has competed in a few tournaments, both in Africa, locally in Nigeria, as well as internationally. But
Yeah.
how do African tournaments differ to international ones, and is this a good thing?
I mean, we are still growing, to be honest. There's a lot of technical things that we need to sort out. Obviously, internet is an issue. Some of the costing is a problem, but I think we are growing as an industry. I have to give a shout out to a lot of the tournament organizers in Nigeria. They're doing a really great job putting together these tournaments and giving a lot of kids the opportunity to express themselves and build careers as esports athletes. I think for us in Africa, it's pretty much just the technical aspects in terms of things like servers, internet, a few organization issues, but definitely just a budding industry in its infancy is going to make a few mistakes, and I think we're doing that and we're learning quickly. And I think 2021 is going to be a very big year for esports in Nigeria.
Yeah, me too. Awesome. So yeah, with
I
that
have
in
something, but
mind,
I'm not going to tell anybody. Shh.
yeah, with that in mind, have there been any like major esports developments in Nigeria in 2020 or over the holiday season? Uh,
Uh, Apart from the tournament structure getting better, nothing, no major leaps. We just had a more tournaments and more competitions. I've been studying the tournament structures for a while now, and I think I've come up with a solution that would actually help consolidate the industry and grow the ecosystem further.
yeah, we look forward to hearing that. If you feel like sharing at some stage, maybe at
I
Bog.
will share once we have something concrete. I will share. We'll put out a press release and stuff.
Yeah, because I think like Africa's a very different continent to the rest of the world. Everyone goes
Yeah.
overseas to look for concepts and go, oh wow, this works in Asia or this works in America, and then you try and bring it directly over to Africa, and it doesn't work. So it's awesome that you're working on some new tournament structures that you know probably work
Yeah,
better
I
within
think
the
I
framework.
think for me one of the most important things is just to give the kids and the youth and the players an opportunity to create viable careers, and I think that's very important. You know, being a guy who was part of the growth and creation of the Nigerian music industry, um, I understand that there's certain things that needs to be put in place to create an industry like the gaming industry, and that's some of the things that I'm working on. I'm bringing into this new process. And I'm working with some of the guys from Northern Gaming in South Africa. They've been very helpful with a lot of the ideas and consulting for helping put this together.
Yeah, definitely. And Anthony in particular has been working in esports.
Yeah, he's a great guy. Great guy.
From the time
I
I
can't
was
even begin to sing Anthony's praise.
yeah, awesome. So yeah, great. Um, you have a unique place in the esports ecosystem as you work with the federation as like a regulator, and you're also a private tournament organizer and team manager. Whereas most private TOs, so a couple of years ago, TOs were not too fond of national federations in other territories. Would you say that Nigeria has a different approach to esports regulation? And if so, how is it different?
I mean, the federation is definitely in its infancy, and you know, for me, one of the reasons that I got involved in that situation is to make sure that we don't have that politicizing of esports, and it is has room to breathe, and its own entity. So the moment that begins to change, I'll definitely be raising the alarms and running for the hills. But I'm in there to make sure that the authenticity and integrity of the esports ecosystem is maintained, and we don't get any. It's allowed to grow the way that it needs to.
That's awesome. That's awesome. So yeah, that's quite a cool approach. It sounds like you want to work with TOs to help grow the sport together, and
Yeah,
find
yeah,
common
definitely.
ground.
It just we can't just let politicize. Let's allow tournament organizers to create things, but obviously we definitely need some level of oversight to make sure that there's fairness and there's So I'm just in there to make sure that everything is balanced and is done properly, and the TOs, the teams, the players, everyone can grow together in a viable ecosystem. Not that there's all these regulations that prevent the ecosystem from thriving as it should because somebody's trying to make something on one end or another, or just put some ridiculous regulations in place that don't make any sense. So and I think the guys at the Nigerian Esports Federation are very capable people who are interested in the growth of esports, and we're going to make some amazing things happen.
Yeah, and most importantly, who like completely understand gaming and who delved into all forms of entertainment. So yeah,
Oh
it's
yeah.
great. Um, Great. So what is your goal for Citizens Gaming, and how far are you to reaching
So my goal is to get Citizens Gaming to be the number one esports team an organization in Africa.
Okay.
And but to do that, we have to first of all conquer Nigeria. And to conquer Nigeria, we need to create that ecosystem so that we can conquer it. So the first thing we're doing is I've got an amazing crop of players, Fortnite, PUBG, Valorant, League of Legends, and these guys are putting in a lot of work without actually being able to express themselves fully. But we're still like in the gym, getting ready for when that ecosystem is ready for us to compete. So the idea is I got the team ready. They're all training and getting better at what they do. When the ecosystem is ready, it's going to be like my team has an unfair advantage because we've been training really hard.
That's awesome. So you've got your own training programs in place.
Yeah,
Um,
so we've got amazing players who are super excited about learning and getting better at what they do. So they've already gone online, got a few ideas, training programs of how they compete, scrims, and all of that to get better at performing as a team and as individuals in the different games that they play.
that's awesome. That's awesome. Yeah, we're looking at at training programs for a few different things. I don't want to say too much, but yeah, that's always good to know that there's a lot of
Hey,
one thing.
when you're ready, let me know so I can I can help out.
Yeah, definitely. Like one thing I noticed about what's coming out from the African sector now is that a lot of people are starting to focus on training programs at a grassroots level, which is, I see why the industry went first for the adults who can play and popularize it. But now that we're starting with kids at younger ages into training programs, I think in the next 10 years, esports will definitely grow and Africa will definitely be able to compete, at that level. Um,
Mm.
yeah, it's just all about the training, all about the
Yeah,
training,
gotta be in that gym, pushing that weight. You ready?
pushing
Wow,
that
I'm
way for
super
sure.
excited to be here, man. Um, I think you know what we're doing in Africa is very important because we are technically behind the rest of the world, and we have a lot of catching up to do. But like in anything in the world in sports, you know that once Africans get a grip of it, we tend to excel. So I'm just looking forward to the time when Africa is competing on the same level as the rest of the world, so we can show it.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, we've got a lot of talent here, and another thing we also have is the youngest populations in the world. So, if you want to sell games and you want to sell music, look more to Africa because more of your
Yeah,
target
as long as
is here.
you can make it affordable, because a lot of these things have to. I believe people need to subsidize for the region. I was talking to the guys at Xbox and Microsoft was saying, create a Microsoft store, but subsidize it for the region because this is the third world. Could be a third world, a lot of third world countries in Africa, and people don't have the same earning power. So we need to find a way to get these people involved in the gaming for less, and just open up the market for them.
Yeah, definitely. And what are your thoughts on kind of like virtual machines and game streaming as a solution for Africa? I know internet
Yeah, but
penetration is a
the
bit of a
internet is the
challenge.
problem. Yeah,
Yeah.
so that's a bigger challenge. I think, first of all, internet penetration and internet speed and service need to be sorted out on
Mm,
the existing platform before we start thinking about the virtual ones.
definitely. Cool. So Nigeria has a massive population, so much so that Nollywood has had a big enough market to make profitable films within Nigeria, which, working within content a bit last year, it's something that I learned is that, not every market has much of a desire for local content unless you create that desire.
Yeah.
But yeah, so how can gaming fully capitalize on the Nigerian market specifically?
I, to be honest, if I have a strategy but a secret, I don't want to put it out there because I put it out there, like, we get on it. So I'm not going to answer that question just
Okay.
yet. Uh, But I do have a little foolproof strategy of how we get the community and the country as a whole interested in esports and build that audience that we need, and that will be sustained over a long period of time.
Okay. Alrighty. Well, we'll look forward to that. We'll look forward to that plan. I definitely trust any plan that comes from Dr. Sid. Um,
I'm going in there because I've invested a lot in this, and
mm.
I'm doubling down on African and Nigerian sports.
And it's working, man. I mean, your team, you're growing in popularity. You're putting training programs in place. You're getting kids involved with gaming. Um, so yeah, thank you very much for the interview, and it was awesome.
Yeah, and one of the things just to throw in there is this year I'm hoping to get funding to create Nigeria's first esports academy to have people come in and learn how to compete in video games and stuff like that. So I'm hoping that the funding comes through and we can have a center where kids can come through and learn physically or virtually as well on how to compete in certain titles.
Okay, that's awesome. I think it would definitely get funded, and once it's funded, it could potentially become a good case study for the rest of Africa and how to
Yeah,
set up these
because
esports academies. Yeah,
yeah, because we get the ecosystem. We have a place where young kids from all ages can learn, like how you go to football practice and things like that to get better at these titles, and hopefully we can have a long line and succession of esports athletes just coming out of the pipeline for a long time. Wow, look at the time, bro. Jeez.
yeah. But yeah, definitely, grassroots is the place to start, and it sounds like you're doing an amazing job. I haven't heard of any esports academies. Oh wait, actually, I have. Yeah, on the continent. Um, the Zag Academy. I'm not sure if you've heard of them. But yeah,
They're probably doing some research.
they work with our local regulator and MSSA, and it's it's good to know that someone who's both regulator and private TO is looking into grassroots development, because most of the time private TOs tend to look for established teams, but you've got that like full rounded gaming mindset. That's pretty much why I called you for the first interview of the year, because it's a good starting place, and it's always a good chat. So
It's an
yeah,
honor to be here.
awesome.
Honor
So
to be here. Thank you so much for having me, bro.
it's a
And
pleasure.
I'll be ready for the next one.
Great. So yeah, this was our bug chat with Dr. Sid from Nigeria. Yeah, if anyone has any other questions for Dr. Sid or would like to get hold of him, we can put your Citizens Gaming email address or like an
Yes, it's
info.
giving or at I am Dr. Sid everywhere.
Awesome. So there you go. You just chat to him directly. He's always very
I'm
responsive.
welcome. I answer my DMs.
Uh, All right, guys. So, yeah, cheers, and we'll see you in the next bug chat.